When most people think of billionaires, they instantly think of ruthless and selfish people that have no regard for other people's lives and feelings. After all, if they were able to succeed in the cutthroat environment of the business world, they probably had to play the part. But what if I told you that some billionaires would rather use most of their money to make the world a better place for all of us? Don't believe me? I am going to show you who the richest and most generous people are in the world, how much they have donated so far, and also why they like to give away so much money. But before we begin, smash that like button and subscribe to our fabulous channel, because we are always uploading fabulous videos just like this one. So without further ado, here are the richest and most generous people in the world. The first one on our list is Sheikh Sulaiman Al-Rajhi. Well, Sheikh Sulaiman is a Saudi Arabian successful businessman and billionaire who comes from very humble beginnings. He was born into a very poor family and had to start working since he was only 9 years old. And according to him, having to work since a young age has taught him the value of hard work and persistence to get ahead in life. But it wasn't until he got involved in the banking industry decades later that he made more money than he knew what to do with. For instance, he opened a currency exchange firm just as Saudi Arabia was attracting a lot of money from foreign investors. Needless to say, his business was an instant success, and at the height of its days, it had hundreds of billions in assets under management, employed 13,000 people, and made Sulaiman a billionaire many times over. However, Sheikh Sulaiman has always been a man with a very big heart, and so he decided to give away more than 96% of his $16 billion fortune. Most of his donations have been to support environmental, social, and higher education causes throughout the world. Today, he is worth close to $600 million, only a fraction of his peak net worth of $16 billion. But to be fair, he is still not poor by any stretch of the word. And don't you think for a moment that he regrets donating most of his money, because he says that he couldn't be happier now that he has nothing to worry about. And the next one on our list is Jim Walton, a successful businessman, 11th richest man in the world, and heir of the Walmart retail empire. Well, to be fair, Jim Walton has never been poor in his lifetime. After all, he is the youngest son of Sam Walton, the visionary entrepreneur who funded Walmart way back in 1962. But that doesn't stop him from being a very generous person and always eager to help those in need. For instance, he recently donated more than 11 million shares of Walmart, which are valued at more than $1 billion, to multiple philanthropic foundations. And he is also an active member of the Walton Family Foundation, a charitable organisation funded by his father that fights for environmental and social causes. Now, if you compare his donations with his $62 billion net worth, they don't seem like a lot of money. But in actual terms, he is for sure one of the biggest philanthropists in the world. Michael Bloomberg. Well, Michael Bloomberg is an American businessman, investor, and media mogul famously known for having been the mayor of New York City 3 times. Michael has made the bulk of his $59 billion net worth in the media industry, and today he owns a large media empire with dozens of companies under its umbrella and more than 20,000 employees. But besides being one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time, he is also an active philanthropist. In fact, he has already donated more than $3 billion to charitable causes, has been awarded as the #1 philanthropist in America multiple times, and has vowed to give away most of his fortune when he passes away. And today, most of his charity donations are managed through his own foundation, which is called Bloomberg Philanthropies. However, most of his critics say that he is only involved in philanthropy to shape his public image and help him further his political ambitions. But whether that's true or not, there's no way for us to know. So let us know what you think in the comments section below. Mark Zuckerberg. Well, Mark Zuckerberg is a man that barely needs an introduction. He is the founder of Facebook, proud owner of a massive social media empire, and is the 6th richest man in the world today. And on top of all that, he is also a very generous person and an avid philanthropist. For instance, Zuckerberg vowed to donate 99% of his Facebook shares to philanthropic causes. And he also has his own charitable foundation called the Chan Zuckerberg Initiative, which he runs alongside his wife and fights for environmental and social causes throughout the world. And according to him, he frequently asks himself how he can cure all diseases in his daughter's lifetime. So as you can see, his daughter is always on the back of his mind when he is trying to make the world a better place. Such a fabulous guy. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is an American entrepreneur, investor and philanthropist. And he made his fortune back in the 70s when he founded the world-famous software company Microsoft. But besides being one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world today, Bill Gates is also an avid philanthropist. For instance, he has already donated to charitable causes more than $40 billion out of his $126 billion fortune. And he is also the chairman of multiple charitable foundations, such as the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which has an active presence in more than 40 countries all over the world and is one of the largest foundations in the world today. And the Giving Pledge, an organisation that invites and actively supports billionaires to give away a great portion of their wealth to philanthropic causes. But even though he has already donated a big part of his fortune, Bill Gates is far from being satisfied. He said that 95% of his fortune will go to charitable causes when he passes away. Now, there are a lot of conspiracy theories on the internet questioning the ulterior motives of Bill Gates' donations and philanthropic gestures, especially when it comes to climate change and the recent coronavirus pandemic. But whether you choose to believe in any of these theories or not, that's an entirely different discussion. So what do you think about that? Leave us a comment below. And the next one on our list is Warren Buffett. Well, Warren Buffett is without a shadow of a doubt the most successful investor of all times. He started investing when he was only 11 years of age and managed to grow his wealth from a measly $6,000 to more than $96 billion only through investing. And today, he is the owner of one of the most successful holding companies in the world, has close to $100 billion, and is the fourth richest person in the world. And on top of that, he is also a very generous and giving person. For instance, he vowed to give away 99% of his wealth when he passes away, out of which more than 80% will go to the Gates-Melinda Foundation, a foundation run by his close friend Bill Gates, and the remaining will go to the foundation run by his heirs. And according to him, he likes to give away his money because there are only two things he values in life: true friends and time. And no amount of money could ever buy those things. And the next one on our list is Chuck Feeney, a successful American businessman and investor. Chuck made his fortune way back in the 60s when he founded the Duty Free Shoppers Group, which is one of the biggest luxury travel retailers in the world. And at one point in his career, Chuck Feeney had more than $9 billion in net worth. However, after seeing the impact his money and his hard work can have on the world, he realised that his money could be better spent elsewhere. And so he decided to use all of it to make the world a better place. For instance, Feeney decided to give away 99.99% of his fortune. Just to put this number into perspective, he donated more than $7.99 billion out of his once $8 billion fortune. And he also created a foundation called Atlantic Philanthropies to help him manage his charitable donations. Today, Chuck Feeney only has $2 million stashed away in order to live a comfortable retirement with his wife. Not poor by any means, but only a fraction of what he once had. Now, if you're wondering if he ever regrets giving away his money, he doesn't. He even says that he has never been happier in his life. Alright, as you could see, most of the billionaires on our list would rather use their money to make the world a better place than to use it selfishly. Now, isn't that fabulous? Now, I want to hear from you. Which one of these billionaires do you think has had the most impact in the world? Let me know in the comment section down below. And that's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and have a fabulous day.